what? No human being trapped in a body. The lowest caste is the biological body, evidently. So no spirit wants to go through the death and birth thing, because in this disempowered state, it's very traumatic. So when I write something like I'm writing, Prison Break, Planet Earth, you get paranoid. Definitely. You feel like you're going to be killed as a thought prisoner, as someone who is too honest or has too much to say, evidently. So, you know. But we're live. Go check on the Thunder Horse. The green Thunder Horse. Let's see, can you flip? Yeah, you can flip. You can flip. Green Thunder Horse. Seems to be okay. Yep. We could go for a ride. Oh yeah, we could use the iPad. Let's see. Let me just put this over here for a minute. Yeah, I mean, the helicopters, they terrorized me, was it 5 nights ago? It was the most incredibly terrifying experience. I was just resting in the top of a tree in Elysian Fields, feeling like a kid, climbing a tree, not harming anyone. Drones and LAPD helicopters swooping and swarming over me again and again and again. They wouldn't stop. They would not stop. So you're made to feel like a criminal, always confused, always worried, always thinking that you're doing something wrong, because the founder of this world has done something wrong. So, in turn, we are done wrong things too. Wrong things breed wrong things, more wrong things. It's the state of the union. It's the state of the union. Things done wrong to you and me, and then again and again and again. Alright, you get the point. Let's see. Let me try the front camera. Try that. God, am I really going to go out on this motorcycle? Setup there, I'd say. What about this? Alright. So, front camera, back camera. Let's see. So we got that one keeping tension. That should work. It's kind of shaky though. Alright. It's nerve-wracking being me. Won't you join together with the band? Come on, let me hear it now. Join together with the band. Saturday night? Tell you what, burning some calories. Hard to keep this fish swimming. It's hard to keep this fish swimming, boys and girls. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Biscuit Queen? Ooh, thank goodness I have my keys. Oh, Lordy. Tell you what, man. Some major shit going down. Tell you what. Major shit going down. Look at that. Look at that. Alright. Yeah, so the spiritual hoo-hoo, the like sanctimonious, ritualized behavior, that is one of the most weird things to see. Is the sanctimonious, like, ooh, we don't know what it is. We don't know what the spirit is, so let's get sanctimonious. And obey the preacher teacher. Obey the top-down hierarchy. Tricks. It's all tricks, boys and girls. It's all tricks. Tricks of the trade. But it's not a trade, it's a ripoff. It is indeed a ripoff. Alright. Helmet law. In effect. Helmet. Helmet. You need a mitt for a place where we say hello in hell. You need a mitt, folks. You definitely need a mitt. Am I really doing this? Shit. I want you to join together with the band. Oh, come on out here now. Join together with the band. Who the fuck is this? Ah. Right. Hang on. You can't hang on. See me struggle with all of this. I really don't feel like riding. I think I'm just gonna get myself in trouble. What am I running? What am I riding for? I don't really feel like it. I changed my mind. There's just too much at stake out there. There's just too much at stake out there. I wish I did have a steak. Steak, delicious, bloody piece of cow side. I wish Elon Musk would get the Neuralink thing set up because I could use total genetic reprogramming, genetic overhaul. Genetic overhaul. The seer in San Diego. Huh. She said, you may not like it, but you're going to be healed. Well, I definitely have not liked 2 months of homelessness. This is my second night. Coming in from the cold. But you know, it's so weird because it doesn't even really seem like 50, 60 degrees should be bad, but with no blankie, it has been very bad. I think I'll just continue to wear my hell mitt, because when you go out in hell, you should have a mitt, because you've got to catch all the fellow prisoners. You've got to catch all of their thoughts. Whether or not you know it, their five senses are radiating your inferiority, their fear. They're radiating apprehension. Women in general are afraid of men. They're afraid they're going to get attacked or something. And even if you mean no harm, you get looked at suspiciously. But that's just part of the gig. I mean, that's just part of what it is. It's much easier to manage two cameras not driving a motorcycle. Okay, so let's get funny. How do we lighten up the situation? So we're in hell together. We've got criminals. We've got politicians, priests. They're now trapped, evidently, because the domain, supposedly, which, by the way, a message to you, the domain, this feminine, breastfeeding, ever benevolent part of the universe that has evidently claims that it has conquered this quadrant, says that they have no interest in rescuing or spending resources on the inhabitants of Earth, because nor would any alien of an advanced technology not suffering the amnesia between birth and death like we are, they would never land on this planet. So Dr. Stephen Greer, I've sent you a couple of tweets or Instagrams or panaceas or panagrams, and I don't know, that acting job you did on Disclosure where you cried because they won't come join us in our hell. I'm trying to explain to you that when you see those little burning, glowing balls drop out of a spaceship, which I've seen, and I saw it in your film too, I've seen it live in person, that's transport ships dropping spirits into the grid trap, into the grid trap. And so basically whatever bodies they have burn up, and they're left with a spirit confused. They probably didn't know where they were headed, and they sure didn't know they were going to wind up on this molten earth globule in a hell prison. Or maybe they did know. Who knows? Maybe some of the transporters informed their guests of the destination, that they are indeed being sent to hell. So then they drop the beings out of the spaceship, they tumble out, and of course, just like any re-entry we've seen in rockets, they burn up. They burn up. And then the being is subject to the remnants of a sort of like a grid trap, according to Ariel, the puppet body surviving alien in the 1940s, who communicated with Matilda McElroy, who evidently has euthanized herself at this point. By the way, over the last month or two, I have almost sought out doctors for euthanization as well. Because who wants to live in a place where there's no point to living? Except one surviving fact of this hell prison. One surviving fact is the unification of diversification. Everybody be free to do their own thing. how to begin behaving nicely towards other spirits trapped in bio bodies. That is the question. But that is the surviving factoid of our non-destruction. But anyway, a note to the domain, who has evidently conquered the old empire, which a faction of the old empire, all of its rogue, false provocation soldiers in their richness and genius devised a prison planet. And basically, in that prison planet, one is completely sentenced eternally, because you can't kill a spirit. You are, and I are, and every R is, every being who thinks or even barely thinks. The thing is, I don't know how they trap little animal spirits. I guess those are pretty easy to entice through. I forgot what Errol mentioned, how that, well, it doesn't pertain to the moment. But what I want to say to the domain is, my goodness, if amnesia and the human struggle is what it takes to build a Buddha, to form a Buddha, which takes trillions of years to make an awakened one, evidently. But I do believe that that is the timeless purpose of this whole conundrum. So in the conundrum, okay, so a statement to the domain, if you're listening: how arrogant and rude that you have something like 1,000 of your domain soldiers that were obliterated by the empire. And they also, well, I don't know how many of them have been recovered by the domain. But then, you know, if you're going to save the soldiers of yours that were captured here by empire technology, the screen cage generators that are so hard to find, that no one knew existed, including your all-knowing soldiers, that you wouldn't procure some resources to actually save this pathetic population of trapped spirits. I mean, my goodness. It's, I'm trying not to capture anybody because I don't have any talent release forms on me. And I'm definitely not going to stop this video just because somebody doesn't want to be filmed. So, anyway, here I am with a belly full of sardines and tofu. I look like a killer whale. And basically, okay, so that's my statement to the domain. Errol and the domain pilots and everybody who's afraid to come to Earth, my goodness, why can't you help us? Why can't you help this numberless, insane population? I mean, I've been homeless and I nearly went insane. You're right. Taking drugs is no way. I mean, you ultimately have to face the fact of the prison. And you can enjoy, you can go to Disney and go to some theme park and blah, 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 blah. I don't know, for some raping, killing, pillaging, whatever the hell they enjoy. All bad behavior. Or people get rich enough to enjoy the decadence of bad behavior. I mean, in a polarity of good and bad, you might as well be good. You're stuck with the ridiculousness of good and bad and penis and vagina and night and day and on and off and oh man. Well, anyway, so that's my statement to the domain. It's like, my goodness. And why in the book Alien Interview, hosted by Mr. Spencer, who, by the way, compliments on Lao Tzu. I couldn't agree with you more. This is a Lao Tzu for sure. There's a freaking helicopter, another one. Constant patrol, freaking helicopters. Hey, here's a pretty place. Constant helicopters. In LA, it's even worse. It's like constant helicopters throbbing the sky with their beating blades of hell. But they're after the bad guy, I guess. But really, you know, with the infiltration of no way to help the prisoners regain their memory from death and birth, there's no service offered. To regain one's memory. I was just gonna look at the pretty fountain. It's a pretty fountain. Oh man. So we do what we do. I do what I do. This is verbal writing. Okay. Prison break planet Earth and invented disease syndrome, AIDS, in a sense, creative destruction of living beings is where now I exist, is where I now exist. I can't afford to live on the West Coast yet at this moment, but California loaned me $230 this month, which, what is the average salary of, oh, there's a beautiful Asian girl, Distractron, love her. I feel so sorry for women. It's not pity, it's just that my pauvre ami, my poor friend, to be born a woman and to just constantly use your little organic body to entice a male mate. Most of them victims. Who knows about most or roast or toast. But yeah, definitely don't want to capture bystanders. Yeah, so I mean, it's disgusting. A spirit trapped in a man or a woman's body ends up being disgusting. You want to just be naked, but you can't, because clothing and shame, because of the whole stupid forbidden fruit story, and then the Cain and Abel story that introduces brothers slight each other and kill one another, because if you can decrease the lifespan and have human beings set against each other, then they kill each other, and then their lifespans are shortened. So then they have to enter the screen cage amnesia thing and get assigned to another female uterus and not know what the fuck or how or where they're born again. It's just again and again and again, over and over, just
same motherfucking shit every day.
Same shit every day in the prison planet Earth. That's why I'm wearing the helmet.
Everybody wants to be better than anybody else.
Everybody wants
racist like a motherfucker.
And crazy people roaming the street taking drugs because everybody's miserable. Because we've got to suffer what there is to suffer and enjoy what there is to enjoy. Oh, I'm hungry, let me have that piece of cake. Oh, I want a piece of ribeye.
Motherfucking technology is spying on everybody else.
Everybody, yeah, let me watch somebody for a living.
Yeah.
They're watching me right now.
Yes.
And hello.
So fucking hotel, they got cameras or whatever.
Yeah, everywhere, you know? Yeah. And it's my career. I'm going to be a security guard. Might as well be a street sweeper. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're a CEO, a president, a janitor. Or...
Everybody's the same.
People don't get it. We're all spirits trapped in a fucking human body.
Right.
I mean, it's just insane. And don't worry, I'm not going to film you.
Oh, no, I know.
All right, but good to see you, man. I guess we needed a witness. Oh, man. Everybody's the same. Rich, poor, crazy, horny, hungry, dumb, stupid, angry, greedy, interested in vaginers or buttholes, whatever. You know, it doesn't matter. And on and on and on it goes. But if you're poor and you don't have any money, then you ain't gonna get no coochie pop. And then you get so hungry, oh, I'm so glad I got some money. And then I can go spend the money. Oh, I don't want to work and toil for the food all day. Oh, I don't want to be a farmer and live out in the land and live out God's happy plan. God being what? Grow food to sell to the other slaves so they can keep. I mean, what's the real hidden agenda? Minerals? I mean, isn't that really it? Just the value of materials and minerals that form some kind of baker's list? Some kind of ingredient list? It's crazy. It's a crazy hell. And so Dr. Stephen Greer crying over why. But I think he's just acting. He knows. It's just marketing for the hopeful crew. For the crew that's like, oh, please come down and save us, aliens. When it's the education. It's the education of each and every human being disparaged throughout the universe. Every walk of life. Every kind of spirit. Every kind of disparaged alien housed in a human skeleton body with a rib cage and a beating heart, assigned to a mom, 9 months gestation in a womb, and you don't know what the fuck to do. So they program you with school. So they program you with whatever you'll be programmed with. Whatever your karma is, too, because remember, those things you and I did to get here are undeniable because cause and effect is strict. So there is something that I did to get to this hell where, as being a decent person most of my life, all my life, a good person. I am a freaking good person. A very nice, good person. My mother is a very nice person. But that doesn't escape from the karma that got me into this jail, this prison cell. It doesn't forgive anyone. So if you decide to turn your heart to goodness in a time of evil, which is now more and more greed, anger, and stupidity, then the tide is against you. Then you're like a salmon. And so then everybody says, well, gosh, if he's the way, he should part the seas like Jesus. But they don't remember every master has been framed in a religion. Every person who wakes up, by the way, I think only, I don't believe it, I know it, only a handful or less of beings have ever escaped Alcatraz or this prison planet Earth. There's just no escape. You can't kill yourself, because if you kill yourself, well, all right, here's the deal. There's a crack in the shield now. And the rogue baboons that are so powerful and so rich, I don't think they really care. Probably way off in a different quadrant of the galaxy by now. I mean, they definitely have fled the ant pile, because if I'm saying this and not being shot right now, whoa. Ooh, oh, I saw a shadow person, or that was just my imagination of paranoia. It is in the shadows of my mind that the captors hide. My creators, who, like, once when I tripped on psilocybin, I thought it was my father. And he is an empire narcissistic captor who, unfortunately, his father was evidently shot down over Belgium. So then, I make these different things, the causes for my peace. The causes for my peace crusading. So then I was ripe to pick up Buddhism, ism, schism, blism, when the only truth is inside of you. Yeah, maybe you mumble some things and chant some things, Well, okay, the mystic law. Does it work or does it not work? Anything comes down to faith. In the beginning, when I hadn't figured it out, anything in the beginning when you don't figure out the scheme or the schism or the trapping ism, it works by faith. Faith in what you want. But I mean, material riches don't amount to happiness. A beautiful coochie pop hopping down lovingly on my horn knob does not make me happy. Just like a drug. Hippity hoppity bibbity bob. Ting. Over and over again. So, this is where I come to find my peace. I come to the grid fence chain of the Trinity Pop. Holy moly goodness. This is scary to take on this. Oh man. This is a monument. Now the woman in San Diego, she says that she's into the Holy Trinity and she's a seer. But, oh man, this just feels cold and scary. Feels like a execution popsicle, like a holocaustic mop, like a yeah, I mean, you cannot look without for happiness. I mean, if I were walking these streets looking for answers or looking for happiness, I don't think I'll be finding any of that. But there is a building, a nonprofit I saw, The Way to Happiness. I am going to go check them out as soon as humanly possible, which, you know, yeah. So one sun, because if we had two suns, then you'd have energy 24 hours. But it's getting dark now, it gets cold, and yeah, it's half light, half dark. In general, it averages out. And the human being is half good, half evil. There's this constant banter between an evil voice and a, what's the opposite of evil? Evil, good, good and bad. Those are the best synonyms. But then, what's the opposite of evil? Happiness. Let's see, suffering. Evil is that which causes suffering. Good is that which causes happiness. I know, I'm a slow learner. Very slow lotus to open. I'm on Broadway. Hey, I made it to Broadway. Oh, I can sing and dance. And all right. There was my song and dance. I made it to Broadway. I'm going to charge these people $100 for my Broadway ticket. No, they're ignoring me. They think I'm another crazy person. That's okay. Goodness gracious, she is a fine model there. Alright, I just smelled baby puppy. Oh, it got quiet. I'm on a quiet, dark street. Holy moly. Oh, it's 111. Uh-oh. Eeriness again. Eeriness of 111. Why is it that when 1111 and 111 come up, it always feels good, but tonight it doesn't feel good. Tonight it feels evil. Could it be Satan? Yeah, so who is this rogue shadow captain creator of this world who brings people to their knees? What is the tribe of beings that feed off of our misery and confusion? Because I know I've had a good juicy share of it today. You have to constantly charge your lithium battery. Lithium. Somewhere in the Bible it says that lithium, like a white crystal, is going to be what saves them. I often wonder if that's lithium orotate in its iron, salt, trace mineral form that has gotten so valuable now because of lithium batteries, but that's quickly to be replaced because that's just a little Humpty Dumpty dance with energy. Oh, these people have a stranglehold on food, clothing, and shelter and energy because everybody needs to eat, poop, urinate, sleep, water, clothing if it's cold, shelter. Yes, I mean, I just did no shelter for over, I don't know how long, and it's miserable. But I tell you, I didn't have much to think or get angry because there's no time. You just feel so wrong, so slighted to be like an interesting, funny, lovable person, and yet you just can't integrate. Alienated by your own society, alienated by everyone's strange looks at you, like you're something, like a freak or something. They don't smile because they're miserable. They don't smile because they're lost prisoners. They joined up with a woman, man and woman, happily ever after. Yeah, right. And that's what you're supposed to do, right? And it does. It gets harder. Oh, how I want the care and the love of a woman, or someone to cook something for me, or offer me some food, or endlessly talk back and forth. Lord, I'm so tired of it all. That janitor was amazing. Every day the same shit, he said. Every day the same shit. Sweeping, mopping. So when COVID-19 hit, no, sorry, a bathroom out of order. No, bathroom not working. There's some places, most places lie about it and act like it's not working. And then there are other places that, police just passed. Yeah, see, let me get scared, like I'm doing something wrong. But I have not illegally filmed one person tonight. I've not violated anyone's privacy, nor have I violated any law that I know of. There may be a penal code in this city which prohibits me from filming, but I doubt it. The last I heard of that was Santa Fe. I don't think this town values itself. No, I think you have to have a crew of 3 or more. So that I do not have. The revolution may or may not be televised. Who knows? My agent may drop me. But I mean, I've been here and nothing's happening. No red carpet for the L man yet. I guess I could just devote my life to helping people remember what and who they are. Yeah, I guess. So there's a mental health state-run program over at the historic park in Chinatown with a guy named Brandon. And it's like, so far I've been the best customer. But the thing about it is that, that park, they just want to close the gates. When the program's over, it lasts an hour, you talked your piece. Everybody wants to go home because they have a home. They want to go home because they have a home. They have familiarity. I have no familiarity. at this point. I have nothing to lose, everything to gain. But really, if I had the guts, I would enter nirvana, which means, I guess, non-existence, because repetitive revisitation of existence has proved futilely insane as this totalitarian urge of authority. A bus authority, a health authority, a homeless authority, a legal authority, all prisoners practicing diligently, practicing an erroneous prison sentence together. So what about music? Well, ask my cousin. He made a career of it. A pretty amazing fellow. Seemed like a well-adjusted guy. Definitely not as deep as me. Those Virgos, those clever, hard-working Virgos. And then you've got this astrological thing, this like kind of, what a genius mix master divide and rule thing. I mean, the devil is definitely a genius. The devil being the owner and creator of desire, the heavenly desire of getting your wishes met, getting your material wishes met as you watch yourself age, get sick, and die. You can have everything in the world, and then everything is taken away. So what does it matter? Take it away, earn it, give it, take it, give it to those who want it. Well, they endlessly want it. The greedy can't stop wanting. That's why they have shit. The angry are so arrogant. The angry are so arrogant. Anger, greed, and then the ignoring. Oh, like my baby mama. Ignoramus. Queen of darkness. Let's just ignore. Ignore. Out of total fear. Because you pop out some puppies with a bunch of men that you don't know, and then you're just obligated to care for the little ones. A woman's undeletable, non-erasable bond with their child. And thank heavens for that. I wouldn't have been able to pay for my guard card. My guard card and my live scan fingerprints, which who knows if they'll let me be a guard, for guard, in guard's hell. To yeah, it's not what I want. You may not like it, but you will be healed. So, is it that she's right or wrong, the seer? What's her name? Trinity? Can't place her name at the moment. She disappeared. She may have been executed. I don't know. The guard card. And a motorcycle oil change. And $100 worth of food. Eaten on the run. Yeah. I got lucky with some things. Money and power corrupt. Absolutely. Desire keeps you on the fringes of what's false and true. forever alone is really the state of a spirit. Forever all one, alone, in solitude, by one's self. And that's the way of the spirit. Now, the way of the earth, that's family with strangers, born of different galaxies, hosted by moms. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the poor women of this world who have had to give birth to another trapped assignment. Life is like a box of chocolates. Never know what you gonna get. Blah, blah, blah. That's why I liked the Whitman sampler when I was a kid, until those chocolates became plastic. I mean, it's amazing how, like, who knows if it was ever good, or if just, like, eat so much plastic or fake food. Or maybe it's just really, when you're a kid, you don't know better. It tastes good, you think it's good. Then you learn discernment. Blah, 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 blah. I'm tired of talking. I'm shutting this down. Or so I think.